Hi everyone, it's Terry here sharing another process video for Peartree Cutfiles. This time I'm using the new Heartburst cut file and I've cut it out of black cardstock, which is a bit different for me. So I do decide that I want to back it onto this red patterned paper that's from an older Vicky Booting collection. So I'm scrapping about my trip to Morocco and I love that kind of pattern that's there on that patterned paper. And it really reminds me of my time there. So I'm just distressing the edges of my cardstock and then I'm going to stick it down. So I've decided for this layout what I want to do is create a large shaker pocket where that heart is. But first, off camera, I've stitched round in a yellow thread. So now it's time to start the shaker pocket. So I'm just gluing down a piece of acetate over my cut file, the bit that's open. I'm just using double-sided tape for that. And then I'll add some foam tape in pieces just around the outside. And once that's done, I'm just working out how much paper I need to use to back it. And I do actually cut it a bit small, so you will see me add some extra pieces a bit later as well. So I'm just going to add some red, yellow and orange sequins into my shaker. I want them to all kind of match with the red frame, and then it's an orange patterned paper that I'm using behind the cut file. So I want it to be obvious but not too much of a contrast. And these sequins have got a really nice like shimmer to them. So there you go, you can see my shaker pockets done. I'm using this small photo from when we were away of me eating in Marrakesh in the Medina. To decorate the heart, I'm going to use these little butterflies that I'm just fussy cutting. They're from the cut apart sheet from the collection. So to start with, I just cut out the kind of red and yellow orange one, but I do later on use the blue as well. So I'm just looking at what I might want to do with this photo. I'm going to back it on the reverse side of that red patterned paper that I used for the frame, and then have a larger piece of the red showing behind it to create a few layers behind my photo. So go through the sticker book and I'm just pulling out some of these little tabs that are a similar colour and just layering them behind my photo so that there's a bit of interest there. And there's something about things being in threes, so I decide I need to cut that extra butterfly out. Now I've cut them all out, I just play around with the composition of them a little bit. So I do stick with two on the left hand side of the heart, and then the yellow orange one sits at the bottom of my photo mat. So just add two pieces of foam to the wings of the butterfly and a bit of glue in the centre so that it gives it some depth. So because I've got that blue butterfly, I feel like now I need to start adding a bit more blue to this layout. So I'm just adding a strip of blue patterned paper. It was one of the manufacturer's strips. So I'm just adding that, and then just some tiny word stickers. It's going to be quite a minimalist layout really for me, because I really want that shaker pocket to be kind of the star of the show. So I've pulled out and cut out a piece of the vellum speciality paper from this collection. It's got the same butterflies but kind of with some gold on them, and I just felt like I needed to add a bit more to that right hand side of the page because it was a bit too stark. And it's a bit of a clean edge, so I do just distress it a little bit with some scissors. Now I play around with this little word sticker for a while, and it says life is sweet, but I don't end up using it. I actually revert to these lovely hearts that are in the collection in the sticker book. So I've just added them on some foam pads. And again, I feel like I need some more blue, so I've just added a little kind of tab underneath the red and the yellow one. So I'm going in and adding a few more sequins in and around my photo mat, and also the butterflies to the left hand side, just to kind of tie it in really with that shaker pocket, so that it's not just all the bling there. There's some that tie it into the rest of the page. So I'm starting to think about a title now, and I do pull out this gold glittery thicker set. And I'm going with the word yum, but I'm just deciding where I want to put my title. And although it's not particularly obvious where I put it on the video, it's much more obvious in real life. So it stands out against the background of that shaker pocket. So I still feel like it needs a little bit more, so I've pulled out my gold Posca paint pen to add kind of a doodled border to my black cardstock, and I do think it kind of makes it a bit more subtle, that kind of black edge, and just ties it in with the rest of the page a little bit. So I'm going to add a few gold splatters as well, just to kind of add a bit more interest. And then finally just a touch of journaling on that tab about where I was and what I was doing, and that's my page finished. Thanks for joining me today on YouTube. I'll pop all the links in the description below, and I'll be back with some more videos really soon. Thanks again.